Hey, good afternoon, spiritual whistleblower here. Hi guys, with another video. Quick announcement. Y'all know I'm coming to Toronto, Canada, Wednesday, May 14th, but I've added 2 more cities. I will be in Boston, Massachusetts, Thursday, June 5th. Then I'll be in Stamford, Connecticut, Sunday, June 8th. I've added 2 new cities, Boston and Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut. So the information, the tickets are down below in the comments section. I would love to meet with you guys. Come on out. Let's get up and talk narcissistic abuse recovery. I love you guys and I hope to see you soon. Boston, what's up? Connecticut, what's up? Holla at your girl. All right, so in this video is by request. There's been a lot of talk about the differences, the similarities and differences between narcissistic personality disorder and autistic disorder, okay, spectrum disorder, ASD. As you all know, I am recently clinically diagnosed. I didn't self-diagnose. I went to a psychologist, a licensed psychologist, and I got evaluated, and I have been diagnosed with Asperger's, ASD1. So I am autistic. So what, people have been talking about as of recent, because I'm now in these communities where adults with autism are having all types of conversations about their symptoms and the things that they witnessed and experienced in childhood that went under the radar because their parents did not get them the treatment or help or therapy that they required. So one of the conversations was, how can you tell a narcissist from a person with autism? And furthermore, what if our mom and dad, what if our parents gave us autism? So in this video, I want to explain to you how you can tell the difference. How do you not know that, we talk about our mothers and fathers being narcissists. But then a lot of people say, well, how do we not know that your parents are not narcissists, but they're actually autistic? And I said, for me, there is one clear, distincting factor that I definitely could tell. So before I get into it, I just want to say that narcissists can also have, in addition to their narcissistic personality disorder, they can have autism in addition to their narcissism. They overlap. Okay, the disorders can overlap. I know for a fact I personally believe my mother is a narcissist. She's a sociopath. She has MPD. She has ASPD, which is antisocial personality disorder, which would make her a sociopath. I also feel that she is a borderline personality disorder, which explains her fluctuating. When she rages and she cusses and she throws tantrums, that's either borderline personality disorder or it's bipolar disorder. I'm unsure about that. I would lean more towards bipolar disorder because I watched my mother do cocaine. My mother sniffs coke and she drank Remy Martin for several years. She might still be, I don't know if she does it now because I don't communicate with the bitch, but I know what I witnessed growing up. And when I see adults like that abuse cocaine, drugs, alcohol like that, that usually means they're self-medicating. She's self-medicating instead of being on the medication to treat her diagnoses, which makes me suspect that she's bipolar. She's battling them demons inside of her instead of going to the fucking psychologist and getting evaluated and dealing with her pain and trauma from her childhood. She'd rather just snort it up her nose and drink it away. Self-medicate. So I believe my mother has multiple disorders that overlap. And I've had these discussions with psychologists. I'm doing a podcast next week, actually, with Dr. Lorman. I've done several podcasts. She's a licensed clinical psychologist based in California. She has spent 13 years in California's maximum men's prison. So she's been around the psychopaths, the murderers, the pedophiles, the rapists. She has studied and worked closely with these individuals, and she can spot them immediately. So she invites me on her podcast and we talk about these cluster B disorders in detail. So she, me and her have had this discussion before that, a narcissist isn't just a narcissist. When they are fully evaluated, they go through a psychiatric evaluation, there's usually multiple diagnoses. A narcissist will usually end up, like my daughter's father, for instance, he went to prison. And that's the only way he received the psychiatric evaluation, because he will never go on his own. That narcissism is the arrogance. God-like complex. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not going to no doctor. I'm not going to no psychologist. You got a problem. I don't have a problem. The narcissism will never allow for them to go to a therapist on their own, because they're in denial and they won't hold themselves accountable for being abusive. So that in a sense, they have to be forced by a judge. They have to be coerced into therapy. And even when they get into therapy, they lie to the therapist so bad. They lie and they try to manipulate the therapist. A lot of therapists will absolutely not deal with them. Once a therapist realizes that you're a narcissist, they will say, I can't work with you. A lot of therapists will not work with narcissists. How can we get anywhere in therapy if you're sitting here trying to manipulate me and I'm the professional with the licensed degree? You can't fucking, that's what narcissists do. They get into therapy and they try to gaslight and manipulate the therapist. And it's pointless, because they're not going to receive the information and process it from the therapist. They're just going to sit there and try to play this tit for tat manipulation game. So, but me and Dr. Lorman have had these conversations. When someone is diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, that's not their only issue. Like I said, my daughter's father, he got diagnosed in prison. His diagnosis, because he's a super criminal. Lord knows he's criminal minded. He's definitely a narcissist, a sociopath, might even be a psychopath. And how do I know? Because his diagnosis came out. We went to family court and I was suing for child support. He had to produce all his paperwork because he went on disability. I found out narcissist, sociopath, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenic. Definitely he self-medicates with marijuana and Lord knows whatever else. When I see a person abuse drugs and alcohol, they are self-medicating. Bipolar schizophrenia. So he's not only a narcissist, but he has these overlapping mental illnesses on top of his narcissism. I 100% believe my mother is the same way. Narcissist, sociopath, I think my mother is autistic. That's where I get it from. My mother, definitely a narcissist, can also be autistic. Absolutely 100%. She's narcissist, sociopathic, autistic, and she's either borderline or bipolar, which explains her uses of drugs and alcohol over the years to self-medicate. So a narcissist can definitely have overlapping comorbidities, other issues on top of their narcissism. That will come out if they go to get evaluated by a psychiatrist, a full-blown psychiatric evaluation. All of that will come out in the evaluation. But the narcissist has to want to get evaluated, and most of them do not. We have so many narcissists walking around undiagnosed. It's scary. Okay? I don't know what the percentage is, like 3% of the US population are reportedly with the narcissistic personality disorder, but that number is below. That number is way high because there's too many of them walking around undiagnosed, walking around thinking they don't have an issue. No accountability, fuck the therapist. So the numbers are way higher. So how can you tell if your mother or father is autistic or a narcissist? For me, it boils down to one simple thing. Autistic people like myself, when someone is fully autistic people do not try to manipulate and hurt people. Autistic people are not out here strategizing on how to rob, steal, scam, get over on. We don't try to hurt people. We don't try to compete with people. We don't sadistically try to torture people. Compare that to a narcissist. Narcissists, they can't get through life unless they are out here manipulating. They manipulate their family. They manipulate their children. They manipulate their lovers. They live a life of manipulation. Everything is calculated. They scheme and they scam and they manipulate. Very calculated, evil individuals. And they can't, there is no cure for this behavior. The only time they turn the behavior off is when they get around a group of people and they're performing. They're great actors and actresses. When they get around people, they want to look amazing. They want to look like good doers. That's why a lot of them run they're community activists, or the church is full of them. Lord have mercy. The church is full of narcissists, baby. When I tell you they are hiding in the church because they want to look like saints, and that's where they go to prey on the innocent. That's why I stay out of the church. You're not going to fucking prey on me in the pulpit. The pastor is a big motherfucking scammer. The deacons, the church is the worst place. That's where all the narcissists go to hide their horrible predatory behavior. Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. I'm a woman of God. I'm a man of God. No, you're not. You're a demon. You're a witch. You're hiding in the pulpit, bitch. You can fool many, but you can't fool all of us. We see through the shit, bitch. The church is the biggest place that harvests these fucking narcissists. A lot of jobs, professions that require people to look like good people, doctors, nurses, school teachers, social workers, any profession that requires an individual to have empathy for human beings, community activists, social activists, that's where narcissists hide. That's why I said it doesn't matter if they have college degrees. They're going to hide behind their degrees and their professions. And they're going to do all their dirt behind closed doors where nobody could see. Big time manipulators and scammers. A lot of them run charities. A lot of them, the Black Lives Matter. I know y'all heard the story behind the person running the Black Lives Matter. They're all scammers. Scamming and grifting, honey. Huh. Now I want you to look at your mother and your father. From the time you was a child up until now that you're an adult. If your parents were truly autistic, they probably would have checked out. They wouldn't have been, deliberately trying to hurt you and abuse you and bully you as a child. They might have been, don't touch me. They might have been unaffectionate. Autistic people don't want to be touched a lot. Autistic people are not affectionate a lot of times. We have sensory issues. Socially, we want to be left alone. We don't want to be around people. So if your parents were like that, yeah, they might have been autistic. However, if you witnessed them be abusive, not only towards you, I mean horrible shit, not just a one-time incident. I'm talking about time after time after time. They have bullied and abused you and done horrible things to you. And others. You've sat back and watched your mother and father do dirty shit to other people. I've literally saw my mother. Who was it? One of my aunts. She took one of my aunt's credit cards and maxed it out way over $15,000. I won't say my aunt's name out of respect for her because I love my aunt. My mother did her dirty. My aunt allowed her to borrow the credit card. My mother abused the fucking shit. I mean, ran it up. I have witnessed my mother scam and hurt and abuse others, not just me. That's narcissism, honey. That's that sociopathic shit. That's not autism. Autistic people don't go around hurting people and preying on innocent people and scamming people. We're not like that. The narcissist is. So it boils down to character. Autistic people are not people with piss poor character. The narcissist is. Now, like I said, the narcissist can also have autism. But their narcissism is so toxic, it overshadows the autistic traits. You feel me? So now I want you to take this information in this video and I want you to really, in the comment section, let's have these discussions because when we talk in the comment section, we are helping each other as a community. Make a conscious decision. Is your mother and father, do you believe they're full-blown narcissists or do you believe they're autistic? Me, my father has autistic traits. My father is definitely a narcissist, but I think he has OCD. He possibly could be borderline. I absolutely believe that. But my father is emotionally abusive. He's very emotionally immature and he is definitely abusive. I don't think he's a sociopath because sociopaths are more criminal minded. My mother has been a criminal. My mother has been to jail. My mother has been a scammer. My mother has done a lot of dirty things to me and others, which would make her a sociopaths are criminal minded. Understand? And the man that she married is a fucking sociopath because he's a criminal. He's been locked up. He's a pedophile that touched on her daughter. So understand, our president in office, Donald Trump, he's a sociopath. Sociopaths are impulsive and they are very criminal minded. They don't care who they affect or who they hurt. They just do what they want to do, no matter who it hurts or affects, even if it hurts their children. So not only is my mother a sociopath, the man that she married is also a sociopath. But just know that narcissists and sociopaths can also have autism in addition. My mother is autistic, and I believe she's passed it on to her children. I know my baby brother. I know he's autistic. And I hope he gets evaluated. Now, my sister, I don't know. I feel that my sister definitely is ADHD. Autistic, I don't know. She definitely is hyper, attention deficit. She 100% has ADHD. But my baby brother is autistic just like I am. Me and him have too many similarities and we were beat and bullied for it. Let's talk about it, y'all. Is your parents narcissists or are they autistic? Or do you believe they could be both? Y'all have a blessed day. I will see y'all in Toronto, Wednesday, May 14th. Boston, June 5th. Stamford, Connecticut, June 8th. Tickets down below. Love you guys.